Morning guys, welcome back. It's Tuesday morning. Today is the big day. We have Pied Barker Fire and Safety coming in at 8 a.m. and then the city shortly after at 8:45 to do the final inspection. Now, what they're going to do is kind of make sure they're going to pressurize the system and make sure that those black plastic caps pop off the nozzles in there. So they're actually going to charge this copper line right here. They're going to charge that in place of this CO2 canister right here to make sure that those black plastic caps pop off and do as they do. And then after that, of course, they are going to go ahead and put the CO2 cartridge in and put this cover on, and we are set and ready to go, and the city will sign off on us. So big day. I keep a really tight schedule around here, so I actually already scheduled this BMW M3 for a paint and body repair. So it is in. We actually are going to be fixing the rear quarter panel here. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a big dent in this area right there. So there's also a little ding right there and some little tire rash right there. So I've already removed the rear door handle, and I'm going to use this rear door as a blend panel. So yesterday I went and matched the color, so I removed the gas door and brought it into the paint shop, and good thing I did, because if I would have called it in and had to mix up the paint code, it would have not matched. It would have been a really bad match. So the color I had to mix up is by PPG. It's not a perfect match, but it's blendable. So that's kind of the reason being that I'm actually going to be blending this rear door here. So also, while it's in, we are going to be re-clear coating the headlights. So I'm going to do a headlight restoration on these. So I've already kind of prepped them out. And also we have a new front bumper. This front bumper is toast. You can see it's cracked down there. It is fixable, but for the price of these bumper covers you can get aftermarket, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. So customer already bought his own parts, which I don't usually do, but this customer is very particular about his M3, so we went ahead and had a talk, and he did go ahead and purchase his own parts, and I'm okay with it. So there's the bumper cover. It's not bad. Comes with even the little plug. That's kind of rare. Now, it's an aftermarket bumper. It's not an actual OEM BMW bumper, so there's actually a big dent here, so I'm gonna have to heat this up and pull it out. There is a license plate bracket there, so I'm not too worried about it, guys. Also, we have some brand new fender liners and underbody shield here with some hardware as well. Now, one of the reasons why this bumper cracked was because he's missing the wheel liner. He said he tore it out. Well, that created a real weak point for this bumper, so it had nothing to attach to. It actually gives it strength in there to be attached to your wheel liner. So, unfortunately, this bumper would have more time in repair than it's worth as far as replacing it with a new one. So, with that being said, one last final thing on this car, something a little bit different and particular, since it's a M3 BMW. Owner's very particular about the maintenance, is this air filter box. This is the base here. Now the cover's over here on my toolbox, but basically all the bolts, all the screws were stripped out. Like, you go to tighten it with a Torx bit driver, and they were stripped out. I went ahead and filled all the holes, kind of hard to see, with plastic repair material. Now I injected the holes with a product from 3M, semi-rigid parts repair. Now, this is a really expensive material. It does require also a really expensive caulking gun from 3M to use, but it's worth every dollar, guys. So anything from 3M is usually pretty good, and this stuff is amazing as far as plastic and parts repair. So I injected all the holes, and then what I'm going to do is take a really small drill bit. I'm going to carefully drill in to the old hole, drilling a nice pilot hole in each one of these. And then the customer was also missing a couple screws, so these were the originals, and I went online and tried to order in 2 more original screws, and they came and they were much larger. So Obviously those are not going to work. You can see the size difference there. Anyways, they're not right, guys. It's not a huge deal. I did go to the hardware store and I was able to find some square drive stainless for now. They're in the same size. Now I might go ahead and take a grinder and grind down the tip just so they're identical to these screws. So I got 8 new screws total, and I'm just gonna grind down the tip to make them identical length. And I'm just gonna tell the customer they're not the exact screws, but they are stainless, they won't rust, and they all match and they're the same size thread. So with that being said, if he wants to change them out to the exact OEM genuine screw from BMW, he could go ahead and try to order a new set of these, or at least a couple more, and take these old ones. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my job and modify these and go ahead and put a pilot hole in those holes and drill them out and remount this airbox cover tight. And make sure, guys, when you guys are using tools on plastic pieces like this, now there's no threaded steel insert in there, so do not use power tools. Don't do it. You don't need to do it. I know you guys love power tools and impacts and electric ratchets and air ratchets. It's okay sometimes to loosen them like that, but when you go to tighten them, you're gonna over tighten it. You're gonna strip the holes out, and that's why these holes are stripped out. So put the power tools down, guys. Pick up a freaking driver and just use it. It doesn't take that long. So anyways, that's my advice of the day on that. On BMWs, your paint code is in here. This is BMW Space Grau Metallic A52/7. That's the paint code. A lot of this car has been repainted on before, and it has about 3 different colors of gray. Reinstall this gas door like this, and it just clicks on, just like that. We got a van here. It's in for a wheel speed sensor. We got an ABS light on. We are going to be editing a video. We got some money for Pi Barker. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys. Every like helps me. Every comment helps me, so I really appreciate that. Next day, doesn't look too much different in here. We have the van back in here. We waited yesterday all day for a speed sensor, and I thought that it would be here in the afternoon. I called on it, and turns out I never even actually ordered it, so it's my fault. So we have the van back in here. Wheel speed sensor should be here this morning. Quarter panels repaired. This is a high build primer that you see. Grinded the paint out, and it was actually a previous repair there, and there was probably almost a 1/4 inch of Bondo. And honestly, for like no real reason too. I pulled the dent out, the metal was stretched a little bit, took some heat to it, heat shrunk it a little bit, and it tightened up pretty good. So not sure why they had a bunch of Bondo. They seem to have made it hard on themselves. And what that helps you do is when you're blocking it out with some longboards, it helps you see the low and the high spots. So if you're blocking it out using a flat block and you see some black specks, obviously that spot is low. So you can continue to keep blocking until you burn through. If you burn through, then your panel is not straight and you got to rework it. Today we are going to go ahead and prep this, and we are going to get it in the booth, mask it up, and get it sprayed. We got the front bumper off. This one's cracked. Our headlights are all prepped for re-clear. I did fix that airbox. I injected it with that 3M rigid parts repair material. Worked out awesome. I took a little pilot drill bit and I put some masking tape around it to just leave about a 1/2 inch of bit, and I just carefully used my drill and I drilled into each hole, and then I put the cover back on and put all the new screws in. Worked awesome, guys. So all those screws are nice and tight. So that was a great repair versus replacing the bottom part of the airbox. Our spray booth did pass inspection with the city and the fire marshal yesterday. So we got a green light and we're ready to be using this thing. So totally pumped. Worked out great because we started this repair. Also, Snap-on came by yesterday, and I got one of these little radios here. I'm pretty pumped on it. It's pretty loud. It's got a little battery attachment, so you can use the same battery as your 14.4 cordless tools as well. So I'm just using the same exact battery, same exact charger, and I actually bought this little magnetic attachment here on the bottom that goes on the bottom of each battery, and you can stick your tools to anything steel. I got this specifically to be used inside the spray booth when I'm spraying. Can't paint without music, guys. This is probably one of my favorite tools. It's just a 14.4 brushless snap-on angle grinder. You can actually change out the attachment on the end and actually use a mini buffing pad on it as well. It's got 2 speeds and it's variable speed on the trigger. Also, I got the 14.4 cordless drill. Same thing, variable speed. You can adjust the torque, and it's 2 speeds there too. So, I highly suggest these tools. Pumped on this radio, guys. Show you guys also a little secret of mine. Clips. Clips are very expensive if you go to the hardware store or your local auto parts store. So I order these online. This is a universal pack of clips. Comes with door panel clips, tree retainers, all sorts of little things to fasten down panels and bumpers and pretty much anything you need. I also order online tree retainers. I get them in 6, 8, and 10 millimeter sizes. So I also got the push style right there. Same thing, 6, 8, and 10. And we use a lot of these. So anyways, we'll probably be organizing some of those in there as well. Back again the next day, actually. I'm just trying to show you guys this process. I used the spray booth for the first time yesterday, and very impressed, guys. Here is the BMW M3 Fly. My blend came out really nice, guys. I'm really happy. You can see my color on the tape and paper is here. And I actually went up and over further than I wanted to, mostly because the trunk did not match the quarter panels on either side, and I'll show you that in a second. I went ahead and colored all the way to the trunk lid because I thought my color matched better. You can see my blend, kind of hid my blend up in this smaller area. And you can see my color going about 3/4 of the door here into here. Now ignore that little ding. There's a ding there. They can take that and get a PDR, paintless dent removal. Also, the reason why I didn't fix that ding is because I already knew my color was not very good to the colors that they put on this car. This car has about 3 different grays on it. So I didn't want to get any closer to this front door than I had to. The only reason I even touched this rear door is for blending purposes because I was so close to here. So I'm not going to paint all the way to the front door just because I'm fixing the quarter panel. So anyways, if they want to fix that ding, they can take it to get PDR, or I mean, if they want to, we can fix it and probably have to blend that front door. I'm actually going to show you guys the color difference on this quarter panel. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we have like a light gray and a dark gray. It's almost blue looking. Now that was the problem that I was facing over here as well. Here's my color. You can see that my color does not look right. It's a really bad match. But if you look to the trunk lid, it is much closer to the trunk lid than it is the quarter panel. So that's why I took, and that quarter panel is the same way, that's why I took my color up and over all the way to the deck lid. I had plenty of blend room, so you'll never notice the difference there. Now it's funny because the front of the car kind of shifts back to that blue color again. So our front bumper will of course be butt matched like that. So I give that a 9 out of 10 on match. You can see our headlights. I offer a lifetime warranty on our headlight restoration. Now, don't buy any of those over-the-counter buffing kits and sanding kits with polishes. Don't use toothpaste, guys. I know that you've seen it on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, but don't use toothpaste. It's ridiculous. It won't work. It won't last. It's just acting like a compound. Shines them up temporarily, but they will fade. To get them to look new again, you have to recoat them with a UV protecting clear coat. And I also use a plastic adhesion promoter as well, because these are plastic lenses. You can't just clear them with no adhesion promoter. So anyways, these lights are looking brand new. I gave them a deal on that because we were already doing this repair, so I was already mixing clear. So while we were in here, I went ahead and just did the lights. So really impressed, guys. Morning, guys. It's Friday. It's the next day. So we started this BMW on Tuesday. We were actually done last night as of Thursday, so we did this repair in basically 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And there's the final product. Came out really good. Really happy with it. We replaced the front bumper, and we also refinished the headlights. Now, the headlights look brand new. If you look back at when it came in at the beginning of this video, they were pretty rough. We charged $160, and that comes with a lifetime warranty to refurbish pretty much any headlight out there. We can also do that with tail lights, third brake lights, blinkers, fog lights, you name it, we can do it. So luckily these came out literally just like new. So there's our front bumper. We actually replaced our wheel liner and our undercarriage body panel. It's kind of hard to see, but we did that as well with new hardware. There's the other headlight. Also good news is last night we had some people come by to look at the 78 C3 Corvette. They loved it. I took them for a test drive, did a big fat burnout across the intersection, slammed gears all the way through third. We're gonna try to pick out a couple things today before they come to pick it up, but this thing will be driving away. Customers coming at 9 a.m. to pick up this BMW will get paid. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.